by Jackson Lim. Jackson is Richful's general manager in Singapore, and he's supporting throughout the South Asia markets. His expertise and leadership have been instrumental in driving the company's growth and success here in this region. So Jackson will present us Richful, which was established in 1996, and it's a 1996, and it's a high-tech company specializing in research, manufacturing, commercialization of lubricants additives. I think a lot of us know Richful due to their strong market presence already. With an annual production capacity of 400,000 tons, Richful is a leading supplier in the domestic Chinese market and exports globally, enhancing the lubricant additive supply chain. Richful is dedicated to becoming a global leader in lubricant additives by focusing on customer needs and investing in technology, human resources, quality, and production capacity. Their products are designed to extend machinery life, improve performance, and promote environmental sustainability. With that, I'd like to hand over to Jackson. Please, you want to use this or this?
I'll use this.
Okay.
Easier for me. All right, thanks, Eric. I think Eric gave a good introduction about myself and also about a short description about Richful. So I would like to take you all through in probably 8 slides of presentations. It's going to be half an hour. I really like the audience here to ask questions later on. All right. So, but let me take you through of Richful, our portfolio. Let me see the slide. Is it working? Oh, it's working. So it's a short introduction about myself. I have about 15 years of experience with the fuels and lubes industry. So recently I joined Richful for about 3 months. So I would say that I'm new to Richful, but I'm not new to the industry. So I'd like to take you through about, introduce a bit more about Richful as a company. I like this picture a lot. The reason why I like this picture is look at the clear blue sky. All right, this is a good representation on just now what Eric mentioned about better emission. All right, how do we want to improve to make the world a better place? So looking at this picture, a clear blue sky with Richful, our company name here. And where is this picture being taken? It's actually our headquarters in China. And for some of our friends here who are Chinese, our Chinese name is Richful Xingcai. All right, Richful. So we believe in the core 4 values. One of it is innovation, responsibility, cooperation, and value. Importantly, for innovation is about, for us it's a chemical company. We're looking for innovation breakthrough, new chemistry. And this is how we support the lubricant industry to develop better formulation, to improve, to allow the machine to extend a longer life, better emission. And responsibility is because we are a chemical supplier, all right? And that makes us very important that we want to produce responsibility and so that we do not pollute the environment. So we have to be very careful on that. And the third point about cooperation is we want to work with our customers. We want to not just externally, internally, we work as a team, as a company, to support the customer needs and requirements. So cooperation is here. And lastly, but not the least, is value. Value is what we mean by when we make any decision, when we talk to our customers, we will constantly think about what it brings value to the, it can be supply chain, it can be value and benefits through our products to our customers. So if you are driving to the highway and when you enter our office, this is the picture that you see here. And now there's another picture I'd like to show you. It's a bird eye view, all right? So for Richful, we are founded in 1996. So we are pretty much of a 30 years old company. And the bird eye view from here, you can see just now, when you're driving through the highway, you can see the headquarters. And at the behind of it, So we have our production plant. We have our administrative, our production, our salespeople, our R&D, all in one headquarter in our plant in this place called Xinxiang. So if you're looking at Xinxiang, you know, where are we exactly located in? We are actually in the central of China. If you are going to Beijing, you are taking a high-speed rail, it's about 3.5-hour high-speed rail ride. And if you're coming from Shanghai, because high-speed rail is not so, you need to make a transfer, so probably take about 6 hours. We're in the central China. And if you're looking at how big are we in terms of our human resource, we have about 1,200 people. And we are public listed in Shenzhen Stock Exchange in November 2020. And today, we have about 40 products category with over 200 finished lubricant additive products. And from the plant that you see here, this plant encompasses our current setup as well as the 3D model that we are expanding. So let me take you through. In the middle of it is our extending facility, our production facility, which currently stands about 400,000 metric tons of production capacity. And by the year of 2026, we are looking at about almost double up our capacity, about 760 metric tons, which you can see from here, the 3D drawing of our expansion. So in our plan just now, I mentioned about R&D, so let me take you through a little bit more. But before coming to that, let me talk about our presence, our global footprint. So just now, from what you see from the picture, the bird eye view is Xinxiang, from China, in the middle of China. So actually in China, we have 2 plants. But the one that I showed you earlier on is our main plant. So the other plant is in Jingzhou. And in terms of supply, we will use the port in Shanghai and Qingdao, for example, to ship out our products. So in today, we are supplying to about more than 50 plus countries, more than 80 plus worldwide ports, and to 600 plus of global customers. So we have a strong global footprint now. For myself, I'm based in Singapore, where you see in the map. So in Singapore, Richful is our first overseas office. And what I want to share with you very excitedly is that we are looking to also further have footprints in the different countries. So I have my colleague here from US, Dave. He's actually based in US, and we are looking at setting up an office in US, in Brazil, in UK. So this is our global footprint. So this is what we want to demonstrate to our potential customers here and the audience here who are looking for lubricant additives, that we are a trustworthy supplier and we are a global player right now. Just now I mentioned about innovation. So let me take you through in one slide. One very important thing about Richful, our growth in the past few years, I think it has to be contributed from R&D. So we spend about 100 million renminbi RMB in terms of our R&D expense. And we are constantly working on that. So you ask me about innovation, there are quite a few things here. One thing is about the infrastructure, the testing equipments. The other thing is about product development, introduce new product, looking for newer chemistry. And the third thing about innovation is about people. So in these 3 areas, we constantly expand, we constantly put in resources, infrastructures. So we have about 100 plus of R&D project per year. We have run about 350 plus accumulated vehicle tests, 160 plus of engine tests in 2022, and we have accumulated about 33 million kilometers of mileage. And I'd like to take you through with the 3 pictures here is our in-house engine test that we do in our headquarters. The diesel engine, gasoline engine, and CNG engine. But no, these test engines are not meant for the API test. These test engines are meant for us to do our screening tests. As we are evolving, as we are developing new chemistry, we want to know whether this new chemistry is performing. So before we send our products or our sample to external party, like Intertech, ISP, to run for engine tests, we actually do this screening test ourselves extensively, all right? So this is what I mean just now about infrastructure. You need to have the infrastructure to do that. And on the people side, we have about 170 R&D staff, and we are still expanding. We are still looking for people to join us. And we have about 60 plus of people with master degree and above. And we are working with the state council to work with us so that we have the patents of a newer chemistry and things like that. We have 4 people with senior professional title. And our lab today stands about 11,600 plus of meter square, which I just now, in my earlier picture I've shown you all. Of course, we are talking about lubricant industry, and I think yesterday I was involved with the ALIA meeting. One of it, which is talking about specifications. So, which is also I will call it the governance of our industry, because how do we know whether lubricants are able to demonstrate the kind of performance level? One of it is through specification tests and certifications. So our products, for example, like hydraulic products, we have certification from Dennison Parco, and we have Bosch Restaurant. And for some of our products today, we have our API, GF6, SP products, CK4, and things like that. So we are working with the OEMs, and we are still working with more OEMs to get our products approved with the OEM tests. And of course, the most important part is whether our products adhere to the strict quality control. So for our control system, we are using the DCS control systems. And for some of the productions which require nitrogen blanketing, we have the nitrogen protection. And for our plant, we have the ISO certification. So I mean, you guys are very familiar with the ISO, so I don't have to elaborate on that. So for our test lab equipments, we also do like a round robin test. We call it ASTM, cross contrast. So we are testing to make sure our instruments is working well, is accurate to the industry standard. And I think there's a lot of discussions about sustainability and what's our responsibility in that. So for Richful, recently we have dedicated resources, and we have set aside some fund to actually have this green 2 megawatts of solar panel that will be helping deploying in our plant, in production plant, to actually helping to reach our carbon neutrality. So we strive to be a green factory. We strive, hopefully in the near future, we are also getting the carbon neutrality. So this is a part that we play right now. And for the audience here, and for potential customers, this is something that I also want to share with you in terms of our cooperation method working with customers. And I would like to strongly highlight about efficiency, accuracy, and comprehensive. I would say that nowadays the world is very dynamic. Things constantly change. Geopolitical different tensions. There are a lot of things that we have, even like the past few years we have COVID-19 and things like that. So the business nowadays are no longer like in the past. We have information sharing. We have constantly exposed to new information from the handphone that you're using, and from PC, and with AI modelings and things like that. So I would say that speed, accuracy is very important to the market. So working with Richful, this is what we differentiate ourselves. Not just on the speed side, we want to provide our customer accurate information. And the other side is the comprehensiveness of our products. So that just later on in my next slide, I will take you through some of our products that we are offering to the market. So in these 3 ways, this is in our DNA. We want to work with our customers. We want to cooperate. We want to collaborate. And probably this is differentiate ourselves from the other suppliers. So like what I mentioned just now, we started off in 1996. So previously, I would say that we started off as a component supplier, and I believe the audiences here, you know about components. So components are those functional, I would say, material that goes into the lubricants to actually provide a certain function. Just let me name a few. Like for example, detergent will be helping in terms of the cleaning up of the deposits. Dispersant is to keep the deposit separated so that they do not deposit in the engine or equipments. And ZDDP, anti-wear, is also one of the components that form a film on the metal surface to protect against wear. In the plant that you see, the bird eye view plant that you see earlier on, so in this one plant, we are producing all the components in that one single plant. And we do not just looking at producing, but we are looking at further upstream. So it is an efficient kind of a model in terms of our production that we are, for example, like calcium sulfonate, we are able to produce it through using a very kind of a mother, the raw material, olefin, to produce our calcium sulfonate. So what are the detergents that we have? So today we have our calcium sulfonate, TBN 400, for example, and then we have our phenate, as well as salicylate, which is, we're constantly talking about that in the marine market right now. It's being deployed. It's a kind of a newer chemistry for salicylate. And the next thing, dispersant. So we make our own dispersant, all right? Viscosity index improver. I believe you are very familiar with. We are able to produce our own PMA. High temperature antioxidant, our PPD. ZDDP, so ZDDP, they are primary, secondary, tertiary. So we are able to produce that all in that one plant. Metal deactivator, friction mollifier, like for example, MODTC, molybdenum. So these are the components. And I'm excited to share with you. For the components, so I would say that in the last 6 to 7 years, we know that we are strong with the components, so then we start to move into the area of developing our packages. So today, we have the full range, I would say, of packages that is being used in the lubricant industry. There are about 8 of them here. So let me just take you through. For our gasoline engine oil, we have our GF6 product. Of course, next year we are looking at GF7 coming into the picture. We are prepared for that. So we will have more information sharing for the GF7 later on. But for the GF6, for the API SP, SN, SL, ASEA C3 products, we have the solution. We have the data. We are able to assist you, a potential customer, for API approval. For diesel engine, CK4, motorcycle, JASO, T903, with the latest requirement, we are able to support our customers in getting the JASO approval. We have the gas engine as well. I think yesterday, some customer came to me to ask about gas engine. And marine oil additives, we have hydraulic oil, gear oil additive, and special industrial oil additive package. So we have a full range of products that we hope that we can support our customer. So through all these products, we hope to work with our customer, potential lubricant player, using our product to extend equipment life, to improve emission, and of course, just now when I mentioned about the dynamics of the business right now is, there's always a need to balance supply, cost, performance, and many, many other things. And Richful, for us, is we are here to hear from you, your requirement, and we want to work with you to achieve your growth, to achieve your target. And we are actually very close to the main door. We have a booth there. And myself and my team would like to discuss furthermore. If you'd like to know more of our products, we'll be there. And feel free to come over our booth. And thank you very much for today's session. It's a pleasure to meet everyone here. All right. So, yep. Any questions?
Yeah, thank you very much, Jackson. That was a good overview about Richful, and I think there might be a lot of questions to go a bit deeper on what you have touched upon. Slido is up. Please scan the code, put a question in, or just raise your hand if you have any questions. While I see people are still thinking about it or putting their questions in. Let me ask one thing, Jackson.
Yes,
you talked about sustainability and things Richful does, but the lubricants industry today is also interested to learn more about the product carbon footprints of their products. So that requires that the supplier into the lubricants industry, like Richful, can give primary data on their products. What are you doing in that respect? Is there anything underway in Richful?
Yeah, we have customers asking about that. So for now, we are still working on it. It's still underway. I don't have the answer now, but if more data would like to be shown, we would like to know what kind of standard, because now it's being discussed about the way to measure the carbon footprints and things like that. So I would say that we are still working on it, and we will come closer to that.
I mean, some questions come in, and very interesting question. Any production facilities outside of China? You didn't show any. So are there any plans?
Just now I see from the picture is we have our inventory. So one of it is in Singapore. So the Singapore is actually to support the Southeast Asia market. And we have one strategic inventory in Dubai to support the Middle East and Africa, as well as the US market. And for now, we do not yet have any other facility outside of China, but it's still is in the plan. We are looking to, right now, to study, to see which location will be the more feasible for us, and which location will be better to support our customer, our global customer, and customer like you.
I see also a question around re-refined base oil coverage of your additive technology. Are there any research? Is there any research work underway on that?
I would say that this is not new to us, because there are already some customers. For example, recently my experience is like Indonesia, Malaysia. So what we are doing right now is we request customer sending us the sample of the re-refined base oil. We will do some testing for them to find out about the saturate level and things like that. But right now, for the approval programs, it's not yet. We do not have any approval program. So our approval program is still very much on the traditional, like the U-base and ExxonMobil base oil. But I do understand that this is a lot of requests coming in for RRBO. So let me go back and I will share this information with our headquarters, and we'll see whether we can have more on that. But if you'd like to have more discussion on that, and I hope to also get more details about what RRBO are you looking, what slate, is it group 2 or is it group 1? So I think this will actually go down to further discussions, further details to try to understand a bit more.
Yeah, you just mentioned two of the big base oil manufacturers with Exxon and SK. What coverage are you aiming with your standard packages? Because you have also then like Aramco as a big base oil manufacturer now. Yeah. Will we see coverage of your packages in these big worldwide available slates?
Oh, of course. So as oil you just now mentioned is definitely one of the candidates that we want to further expand our coverage as well. Group 2, so what like I mentioned just now is about collaboration with customers. So we want to hear from you more. But for ourselves is we want to definitely expand more, like Group 2 with the GS Caltex, with Kicks Lobo, with more Group 2. But we would like to hear from you. If there is always, your needs is definitely something that we want to put resources on. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Anything from the audience? Any more coming in? Does your technology offer STM coverage?
To be honest, we are working on it. So maybe, I'm not sure whether you guys met my colleague, Dave. I'm not a technical person here today, all right? So I'd like to pass on the question to Dave to answer,
Thank you for that. Yes, so it's a logical question. Basically, we're looking for GF6 to have an STM, which would encompass all the base stocks that you just talked about, including re-refined for Group 2. The same for CH4, CI4, CK4 for the heavy-duty side as well. So yeah, we will be looking at STM to cover GF6, GF7, and most of our HD product line as well.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Dave.
Yeah, I think we have answered all the questions. Hey, Jackson, thank
Thank
you
you.
very much
Thank you, Harry.
for being here. Great presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.